That was your 10-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Bobcat Sports Network from Learfield, this is Cat Chat with Matt Logie and Tricia Binford, presented by Montana's Rib and Chop House. Here's the voice of the Bobcats, Keaton Gillogly.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Montana's Rib and Chop House for Cat Chat. Beautiful to see everybody here today as we dive into both some men's and women's basketball. I'm Keaton Gillogly along with head coach Matt Logie, and we're going to dive into all the good stuff here in just a moment. But do want to remind you, we got some great giveaways today. The T-shirt behind me we will be giving away. Jake just came around with some of the raffle tickets, but if you didn't get your raffle tickets, you can come on over here. Jake's got some. We're pulling those during the commercial break. So if you are here at the Rib and Chop House, we will have some great stuff for you. And if you're driving around Bozeman, stop by the Rib and Chop House right now, and you still have time to make it over here and win some great Montana State swag. All right, once again, Keaton Gillogly along with head coach Matt Logie. We're going to be talking with Brandon Walker in a little bit and Katelynn Limardo, as well as head coach Tricia Binford. But now, Coach, how we doing? How we feeling? Welcome to Tuesday.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yes, absolutely. You starting to find a little bit of a rhythm now yet, or still feel like everything's coming at you like a fire hose at the moment?
No, the drinking from the fire hose was last spring. The season has a rhythm to it that is a little bit more normal for my family and I. So it's good to get in the routine a little bit.
Yeah. What are some of the hallmarks of your routine? I mean, just as you get through each week, what are some of your benchmarks? I know for me, Cat Chat is a big benchmark. Once we kind of get here, we're able to kind of focus on the games. But what are some of your big benchmarks during the week?
Well, I mean, early in the week, it's obviously cleaning up from the weekend prior on our team and watching a lot of film on our opponents, putting a game plan together, and starting to practice plan to make sure that we maximize the time that we get to prepare for each opponent. And on top of that, get to play husband and dad and all those normal things as well.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's taken a lot of consoling with everybody coming up from San Diego and now going through our cold snap. You guys survive okay? No frostbite?
I didn't let them out of the house last week, so we just kept them inside, and except for the games and in school, so they seem to survive pretty well.
All right, well, this is as bad as it gets. It may get this bad again, but this is as bad as it gets. And, once we get above zero now like it did today, felt like a heat wave, and at least there's some sunshine, so we got that.
Hey, if the brick is feeling like it was on Thursday and Saturday last week with the energy in there, we'll sign up for that every day.
No doubt about it. And we, of course, got Cat Grizz week. It's Brawl the Wild week, which is exciting, so it'll be very warm in the brick when we get close to 7,000 there for the doubleheader coming up on Saturday. The women will tip at 2 o'clock. The men will tip at 7 o'clock. It is a whiteout, so wear your best white Bobcat gear. And if you don't have great white Bobcat gear, they will be giving away some specialty T-shirts as you go in as well. So make sure to wear white coming up on Saturday for the Cat Grizz doubleheader. All right, Coach, well, let's get into this week that was a 2-0 week. How about these two games against Northern Arizona and Northern Colorado this week? The Northern Arizona game completely in control. The Northern Colorado game, that's a great team, and that was an extremely physical game. But I want to get into this week that was. You kind of talked about it on the post-game show a little bit and just challenging the team and trying to bounce back after that tough loss against South Dakota State. What were some of the hallmarks of things you guys did during the week to right the ship and get things going the way you did this week?
Yeah, I think to our guys' credit, they recognized that some things needed to change for us to improve, and it's not surprising that would get exposed. In arguably our kind of toughest 3-game non-conference stretch against Weber State and Oral Roberts and South Dakota State. Those are good teams that are going to give you some lessons, and I thought the way our guys responded to that coaching was just phenomenal. They put a great work week together. In practice, and we focused a lot on defense, and you could really see that come through, and their effort, their intensity, and their discipline in sticking to our game plans.
I kind of want to ask you, too, just in terms of a coaching philosophy standpoint, right? Like, you talk about challenging the players and focusing on that, but when you challenge players and when you want more out of them, you can't just blindly scream at them. You have to do it so that they can buy into what you're talking about. How have you developed the way you want to communicate to your team when you do need to kind of challenge them a little bit in a moment like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the outside person looking in, you probably only see me on game day, when the lights are on and shots are going in or out and calls are being made and whatnot. But, for most of the week, I'm a teacher. And so, we're in our brand new awesome locker room and watching film in there as a group, teaching what it needs to look like, what winning basketball looks like. And then putting practice plans together where we can, replicate those situations and rep them out and just get them in the process of building habits. Because ultimately our goal as coaches is to put them in a position to be successful on Thursday and Saturday night and let them play confidently and freely. But you have to have the habits underneath that. Otherwise, when things get sticky and things get tight, you fall to the level of your training. And so, with a new group like this, the level of our training and commitment needed to increase. And to our guys' credit, they did that.
Yeah, and, I think it was cool to see, too. Now, I have a front row seat when I can see you coaching, from shoot around to practice and all of that. But I thought it was great what the creative services team put out this week, had you mic'd up during this Northern Colorado game. Put out like a 4.5-minute video on Instagram and Twitter on the Montana State men's account if you want to check that out. But it had a lot of different ways that you were talking to your players, coaching with your players. And I think it stood out the way you were talking with Eddie Turner, who had a phenomenal game against Northern Colorado. He had 0 points against Northern Arizona, didn't take a shot, and he comes out and he scores 8 points in the first 4 minutes of this game against Northern Colorado. And hearing the way you were speaking to him, just this is what happens when you can get laser focused like that. That was really cool to see. Did you feel like that video and that shot just kind of did give us an accurate representation of the way you're trying to communicate with your players? Yeah,
I mean, I think the biggest thing that that players want to know is that you believe in them, and when you're in something with other people and you're going through the fire a little bit, that's going to test those relationships. And so I thought it was really important to me that Eddie could take that moment and really take hold of it and take ownership of why he had the success that he had, because the work that he had put in practice and the focus that he had leading up to the game was phenomenal. Even in the Northern Arizona game where he didn't score, he played a really good game. And so, it's always important to me that those guys understand how much we love and care about them, because we do have to coach them hard, and on the other side of hard is a whole lot of success.
Yeah, that was a lot of success from Eddie Turner in this Northern Colorado game with those 18 points. Also a lot of success from Brandon Walker, who we'll be talking with in a little bit, and for Rob Ford, who is the Big Sky Player of the Week this week. Very impressed and happy for Rob Ford, who put up 12 rebounds per game, plus 7 total steals and 7 total assists this week with his usual quality scoring. So we're going to talk about all of that and more in just a bit with head coach Matt Logie. But first, we've got to take a timeout. We're stepping aside from Montana's Rib and Chop House. You're listening to Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
For every peak, valley, and plateau, for every mishap and every adventure, for every Montanan in every season of life, Bozeman Health is here to deliver care with quality, compassion, and respect. Because we see you as more than the patient you are today. We look to what's on the horizon for you and our community over the decades to come. That's care beyond care. Well beyond. Bozeman Health.
Hello, tomorrow. We may not know exactly what you've got in store for us, for our routines and our normals. But here's the thing. Turns out, we've got this. We haven't seen everything, but we have seen ourselves be more ready for whatever you bring than we thought we would be. So when it comes to tomorrow, bring on the day. First Interstate, built for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Visit us at firstinterstate.com.
Are you craving more Bobcat basketball action? Join us every Tuesday night at the Rib and Chop House in Bozeman for the ultimate MSU basketball experience. Coaches Matt Logie and Tricia Binford are ready to spill the beans on all things Bobcat basketball. Plus, catch the inside scoop from new student-athlete guests each week. Don't miss out on an exclusive behind-the-scenes look into the Bobcat program. We've got exciting prizes, delicious food, and a chance to interact with the coaches. It all tips off at 6:30 every Tuesday at the Rib and Chop House. Cheer on our Cats and make it a night to remember.
You are a Bobcat fan. and your seat matters. Section 108 right in the middle. And a perfect view of the fast break, alley-oop, and slam dunk. At Kendall Ford of Bozeman, we're a proud supporter of Montana State Athletics. We're big fans of teamwork, dedication, and helping customers find the best deal on the perfect vehicle to fit their needs. Where you sit matters, as in the driver's seat. Get started at KendallFordBozeman.com. Kendall, let's start something great.
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
With friendly customer service and an outstanding location near Montana State University and the base of the Bridger Mountain Range, Country Inn & Suites by Radisson is the perfect place to begin your Bozeman adventure. Country Inn & Suites offers a hot and delicious Be Our Guest breakfast buffet each morning. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the property, and we have a business center and meeting rooms. Our indoor pool and hot tub is a great way to relax after a day of fun, and the on-site fitness center will keep your workout goals on track. We have space King and Double Queen Suites with a full-size sleeper sofa available, and every room in Country Inn & Suites is smoke-free. Reserve your room today.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road, pump it up, yeah.
We are back at Montana's Ribbon Chop House for Cat Chat. At Montana's Ribbon Chop House, our staff is dedicated to creating extraordinary experiences that raise the bar in each of our communities. Enjoy premium steaks, fresh seafood, and award-winning baby back ribs. We look forward to sharing a little Rocky Mountain hospitality with you. Keaton Gillogly with head coach Matt Logie. We're going to talk with Brandon Walker and Katelynn Limardo later, as well as head coach Tricia Binford. But we're talking about the 2-0 week for the men as we get ready for Cat Grizz as well. But first, this Northern Colorado game, Coach, was this as physical as it looked from courtside?
That's what Rob told me. Yeah, that's what Rob told me. He took the brunt of a few shots, and it was just two teams going at it, and competing hard. And Northern Colorado was coming in on a real hot streak after having won 5 games in a row, and so you could see the competitive level and spirit that was needed to take them down.
There was also a couple of – there's so many interesting moments in this game, but one of them was when you guys used that last timeout when Garacki preserved the possession. Now, so you're out of timeouts with like 8 minutes to go. Did turn it into 3 points, so you at least hit the shot. But was that something where – like walk us through that, because that's a unique situation to be out of timeouts at that 8-minute mark.
Yeah, I asked the officials if we could buy extra ones down the stretch, and they didn't allow that. Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily how I would have drawn that up. You want to try to preserve at least one timeout late game, but we've been really imploring our guys in certain situations to get the ball, like dive on the floor, go get the rebound, and so we'll take those at this point in time in the process, and we can clean up the timeout versus the possession error and all that stuff down the stretch.
Yeah. Had you guys told the guys that you were down to the one timeout at that point, or was it just one of those situations where they're in the heat of the moment and that's what he did?
We had told them, but it had passed. It was about 3 or 4 minutes past in the game, and then you're in the fight and the ball's loose and your instincts kick in. So we just had to call a good game without timeouts after that.
And it certainly worked, getting the dub in this one. There's a couple other moments in this game too. Eddie Turner, we did talk about him a little bit already, but I felt like you could really see just how locked in he was when there was a foul called on him underneath. Garacki was in the area, and it was pretty clear that it was on Eddie, but he made sure that it was on him. He was signaling to the scorer's table like, that's on me. I felt like that was one of those moments where you just saw how aware he was of everything going on the court.
Absolutely, and I think it also speaks to the selflessness, the awareness that Brian is a guy that was playing really well in the second half, and we needed him on the floor, and obviously Eddie didn't want him to pick up his fourth in that moment. So it's always cool as a coach when you can see guys step up for one another, pick each other up, and make those unselfish decisions on the court.
Yeah, well, that leads us into Garacki, who had 25 points in this game, which was obviously the easy thing to see. But he was also playing some defense against St. Thomas, their big wing, who just transferred over from Loyola Chicago, including Garacki and really just the entire team. How do you guys feel you defended St. Thomas in this game? I know he got the 27 points, but he made some really tough shots in this game.
He did, and you got to tip your hat to him. I thought our goal was to keep him and Jaron, really their point guard, to 40% or below from the field, and we accomplished that collectively. St. Thomas had to get 19 shots up to get his 27. Whereas I think, Brian Garacki had 25 on like 12 shots. So a lot of times with the style of play that we have, we're looking at margins and efficiencies and trying to trim the fat. And I thought we did a good job of taking away a couple of his pet moves and situations where he catches the ball. And, to his credit, he was able to find some other ways to impact the game as well.
Yeah. Speaking of efficiencies, you shot over 50% in this game. But I think one of the things that stood out, at least on the box score, was you had 4 different guys that attempted between 10 and 13 shots. There was a lot of evenness in terms of who was taking the shots. What did you see in terms of the distribution in the field goal attempts from your offense this week?
Well, it just means that we're moving the basketball well. We talk all the time about letting the ball find the best shot for our team, and some teams played different than others and put their priority defensively, maybe on our shooters one game, or maybe it's on Brandon the next. And so that has a byproduct effect where, if your team is balanced and is sharing the basketball, you get good floor balance like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to need it, of course, on Saturday. It is Cat Grizz week. Anybody here going to be at the game on Saturday? Let me hear it by a round of applause. Yes, yes, yes. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. So going to be a lot of fun. Women are at 2. Men are at 7. Give us some of the top-line keys and something about this Montana team to look out for on Saturday.
Yeah, well, they're a group that's pretty experienced. They've got a guard core that's been together for at least 2 years, and then a couple of those guys, Brandon Whitney and Josh Vasquez, have played starters minutes since their freshman year, and so that experience and comfortability with one another is certainly something that is unique in today's day and age. But they're a team that is very solid on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they play extremely hard. They're well coached, and so it's going to be a battle like every Cat Grizz game.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's what we got coming up. Of course, you mentioned Vasquez and Whitney. Anand Moody is back for his 7th year for them. The kid Deshaun Thomas, the big kid from Colorado State who can hit the 3, he's back as well. So they've got a lot of experience, and they will know how to handle the brick come Saturday. So that's going to be great. Coach, appreciate the time and the insights today. We're going to talk with Brandon Walker here in a moment, but appreciate the 2-0 week. Let's keep it rolling.
Thanks a lot. Go Cats.
All right, head coach Matt Logie. We're taking a break. Brandon Walker is next. We're in the Ribbon Chop House. You're listening to Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land-grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, but in about 7 billion years it's going to explode, obliterating the earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing, a sub above.
Working from home has definitely put home projects into overdrive.
New landscaping, gardens, patios, and fences. But if you're digging, you're contacting 811. Utility lines, including Northwestern Energy's, can be buried even just a few inches underground, and hitting one can be dangerous. The best way to keep you, the community, and your contractor crew safe is by having lines properly marked. Make your request online at least 2 full business days before you want to dig at call811.com.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
The Gallatin Valley is thriving, and Bozeman is not only a destination for families to live, work, and play, it's also a destination for businesses. The Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce is a great way to get involved in Bozeman's thriving business community. The Bozeman Chamber Economic Partnership assists existing businesses through expansion, grows new companies in our community, and attracts fresh opportunities for Gallatin County. Bozeman, our community, a jewel among the Northern Rockies. For more information, go to BozemanChamber.com.
We are back at Montana's Ribbon Shop House for Cat Chat. Appreciate everybody showing up, and we want to remind you that Universal Athletic has been a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics for over 45 years. Shop their great selection of Bobcat apparel and accessories for all your game day needs. Shop in-store at their North 7th Avenue location or online at shop.msubobcats.com. I'm Keaton Gillogly, now joined by Brandon Walker. Brandon, how we doing? How we feeling?
Feeling pretty good, just ready for this week.
Yeah, no doubt. You recover all right after this game against Northern Colorado this week?
Yes, a little bit. I'm going to get treatment tomorrow, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, we asked Coach Logie this, but was it as physical as it looked?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's different watching from the stands or TV. Like, it's very physical. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and, you know, you're no stranger to it. Your road jersey, your road number 2 jersey got torn when we were at Northridge. Not something you could see for the home games, but you're kind of cycling through jerseys. Have they gotten that fixed for you yet?
I don't even know yet. I got to check tomorrow and see if they got it fixed. But, you know, I've been wearing different numbers. So,
right.
Yeah, it was a little different.
Just trying to figure out which one will fit you.
Right.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when that got ripped? Because it was a huge tear in that Northridge game.
Right. It was in the first half. I think I had the ball, got fouled. I went to the bench for a media timeout, and then I seen those like, "Oh, your jersey rips." I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. Oh, I got a little breeze back here. That's not so
there. Right.
Well, hey man, the only reason they're tugging you and dragging you down is because you're scoring as efficiently as you have been lately. How do you feel you played this weekend against NAU and UNC?
I feel like I played pretty good. I feel like I helped my team win. I feel like I need to play better defensively, but you know, that's just all comes with the game. So you know. Yeah.
What part of the defense do you want to improve on? What are some of the things you're focused on?
Off-ball defense, my ball screen coverage has gotten better the past few weeks. Credit to the coaches for helping me with that and my teammates. So I just feel like getting that would be good and help us in the game this week.
Yeah. You know, we've talked to Logie about this week that was after the South Dakota State game. Give us the player perspective. What was it like after suffering what was a bad loss out in Brookings? How did you guys respond, and what was the tenor of practice leading into this game on Thursday?
Yeah, credit to South Dakota State. That's a really good team.
Yeah.
So we came back, just worked on our defensive fundamentals. I feel like that helped us all week. The guys were locked in. We were locked into what they said and what they wanted to do. So, you know, I feel like that helped us in the game, these past 2 games.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a tough task against that Northern Colorado team in particular with some of their size. You know, and they got that Theo Hughes kid.
Right.
And obviously, St. Thomas was doing what he was doing. But it looked like, you know, for at least the start of the game, they were just kind of letting you go one-on-one. How excited do you get when you don't see that help defense and you know you got a guy one-on-one?
I'm very excited. My eyes get big. Like, I anticipate them doubling me and triple teaming me. So, just to see them play one-on-one, it's a good feeling because I know I'm going to score it every time.
Yeah. Well, you almost have. You're almost like over 60% the last
right.
couple of games. What was it like for you in high school? I mean, were they just sending 4 or 5 guys at you at a time?
So our high school team was really good.
Okay.
We started 6'11", 6'8", and like 6'7" was me.
So you weren't even like the biggest dude.
Right. It's like, so I played the 3.
Okay.
So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's big.
So it was very easy, like
Yeah.
really easy. I had little defenders guard me, and then I could dribble too. So when a bigger defender guarded me, then you know I can make plays off of that.
Yeah. And so you're from the Dallas area down in Texas. First of all, have you been surviving all right with this cold? Or was this a little bit of a shock for you?
Yeah, it's really different. I'm adjusting to it. So, that's the thing they told me before I came down here. So I know I had to deal with that. So, but it's been pretty good.
Yeah. What would your advice be to somebody from Texas if they had to endure the negative 30?
Bring everything in your closet that's warm. That's my advice to them.
Yeah, you'd rather have the packed closet than even have any skin exposed.
Right.
Yeah. But what was your high school experience like? I mean, you're in a big area. There's a lot of basketball talent down there. You mentioned just how much size y'all had. What were some of the environments you played in high school? Were there some big ones?
Yeah, really big ones. There's a lot of big rivalry games, a lot of big showcase games in Texas. So, I started off at a public school where it was big, and then my team wasn't good. So I transferred to a charter school where, they took basketball really seriously. So we played in national schedules, played in Vegas, Utah, and stuff like that. So that was a good experience for me to learn. And,
What were some of the biggest crowds? Do you know how big some of them were?
I'd say close to a college crowd.
Okay.
We played at Commerce, Texas A&M Commerce, for a playoff game, and it was loud. It was really loud.
Yeah.
So, that was a good experience for me.
Yeah, so you're going to be ready for this weekend again.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I am.
Well, now you transferred from UT Arlington as well. So what were some of the crowds and just the life like with them and some of the conference stuff there?
Well, we wasn't that good, so some of our crowds wasn't there. I know we had a big rivalry game with North Texas. That was the biggest game. But it's coming out to the Bozeman environment, Bozeman community. I appreciate them because I didn't have a crowd like that last year. So, I just thank them for everybody that come to the games and stuff like that. So
no doubt. And we've heard that time and time again from every player that's come up here, and even when we're doing the football shows, just how important that crowd is. And we're going to have another big one on Saturday. But you only had the 1 year at UT Arlington, at least in your home state. But what went into your decision to leave there and try to make a change?
I trusted the coaches. I trusted Coach Logie, Zach Payne, Coach Smith. I just trusted the whole process. They said they had a vision for me. They had a vision for the season, so I just trusted them. So that just played a big part of me coming here.
Yeah. What were some of the things they had in their vision for you? What do they see that you can be?
Well, they had a championship mentality. I always want to win at the biggest level, the highest level. So I feel like when I talked to Coach Logie and stuff like that, he had that vision in place for me and place for this team. So I feel like that played a really big part in me coming here.
Yeah. Well, look, we don't need to sugarcoat it. There's been some low points, but there's been some really high points during the season as well. When you do look around at the guys in the locker room with you, what makes you think that this can be a championship team, that this team can reach its biggest potentials?
Because we fight a lot. Like any game, besides 2 games this year, we didn't fight in every game. Every game has been probably close. So I just see the fight in this team. I see that we don't give up. I see the times where we locked in. So, I just feel like this team is special and we could do something with it.
Yeah. And what has it been like after some of the games and some of the tougher losses? Because, look, you're going to take your lumps and we're going to have the roller coaster ride that the season has been. But, I think a lesser team can let a bad loss kind of spiral, right? It can break you and it can really get bad. But we haven't seen that from this team at all. What is it like? How do you guys rally around each other after some of the adversity we've seen so that we can have a weekend like we just had?
We just come back and work. Like, we just come back and lock in. We know we lost the game before, so we just come back in and just lock in and just regroup and just watch film. That's every loss is a lesson, so we just come back in, learn that lesson, and then we just come in and apply it on the court, and we just keep working.
All right. Well, we like to see it. It's been working so far this last couple of games. I do want to ask you a little bit more about your game in particular on the offensive side. We talked a little defense, but it does feel like we saw a few more varieties of moves recently for you. Is that the case?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. What were some of the things you were working on to try to make sure that you're not predictable and you can go after somebody based on what they're doing?
Right. Just working on my footwork. I've been working on that since I was little. My parents, my dad, been in the gym with me a lot when I was little, working on my footwork and my finishing. So I feel like that plays a part in my efficiency, and just keep staying in the gym and stuff like that, and working on my footwork and just working on my game.
Yeah. Break it down for us a little bit in terms of how you work on that footwork, right? Like, give us a little X's and O's on just what you're trying to feel out and when it is right versus when it needs to be corrected.
Yeah, like I say, like Mikins. I do that all the time. Like,
Mikins?
Yeah, Mikin drills, like when you do a layup, keep going.
So that's when you do like one on the right, one on the left,
yeah,
one on the right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I do that all the time just to make sure my footwork good. Like the ladder drill, I sometimes do.
What's that one, like with the ladder on the ground?
Like, yeah, y'all know the the ladders?
Yeah. Okay. You're like tapping your feet in and out.
Right,
yeah. Okay.
I used to do that all the time, like just to help me with my footwork and stuff like that. And
keep it light.
Right. and just just stuff like that. Little stuff like that helps.
Yeah, so that sounds like it's something that keeps your feet like moving, and that way you're light on your feet. And then when you're kind of like working on your moves, I don't know what I played alley basketball growing up. I just do whatever I'm going to do.
Right.
But are you really trying to make sure that you're practicing each individual move during the week so that you can kind of feel it? Like how much are you really like being creative on the floor in game versus just this is when I can deploy this move versus that move, if that makes sense?
Yeah, so like by myself, I like try to perfect each move I do. So like I try to perfect the spin move, like try to up fake step through. Like I try to perfect those things so when it's in the game, it's easy for me. Yeah. So I just keep doing that on my own and stuff like that, and it really helps.
Okay, yeah. So how many moves do you have? Like if you could write down every one of your moves, do you have any idea how many there'd be?
Nah, I couldn't think of how many moves I got. I got a lot that I haven't even pulled out.
Okay, all right. So we got a few more that we get to see.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. I'm looking forward to seeing some of those this weekend then,
yes,
yeah?
Sir.
All right, well, let's do it. Brandon Walker, appreciate the time and
Thank
the
you.
insight today. Very good to get to know you, man.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we're flipping over to some women's basketball after this timeout. We're at the Ribbon Chop House. You're listening to Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
For every adventure and every mishap, Bozeman Health provides expert, personalized care to each person, going well beyond traditional health care. We're your partner in health and well-being, working together for your day-to-day and the decades to come. With care sites in Belgrade, Big Sky, and Bozeman, and with the only hospitals in the Gallatin Valley, Bozeman Health keeps your care close to home. Find a Bozeman Health provider today at bozemanhealth.org.
With friendly customer service and an outstanding location near Montana State University and the base of the Bridger Mountain Range, Country Inn & Suites by Radisson is the perfect place to begin your Bozeman adventure. Country Inn & Suites offers a hot and delicious Be Our Guest breakfast buffet each morning. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the property, and we have a business center and meeting rooms. Our indoor pool and hot tub is a great way to relax after a day of fun, and the on-site fitness center will keep your workout goals on track. We have spacious king and double queen suites with a full-size sleeper sofa available, and every room in Country Inn & Suites is smoke-free. Reserve your room today.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road, pump it up, yeah.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Rocky Mountain Credit Union has supported Montana State Athletics for over 40 years and provides a local credit union for past, present, and future Bobcats. You can have it all with RMCU. Low rates, local banking, a place to start saving, or work on building your credit. Visit your local branch or online at rmcu.net to become a member today. That's rmcu.net. Go Bobcats!
I love waiting in line at McDonald's, said no one, ever. With the McDonald's app, you don't have to. Order ahead on the McDonald's app to save time.
At participating McDonald's.
When the weather app says rain, the McDonald's app says McDelivery. Order McDelivery in the McDonald's app.
At participating McDonald's, delivery prices may be higher than at restaurants. Delivery and other fees may apply.
Very true.
We are back for Cat Chat. Before we get back into some women's basketball talk, we are going to pause 10 seconds for our network station identification. You are listening to Cat Chat.
AM 1450 KMMS, Bozeman, 1340 KPRK Livingston, where Montana talks.
Welcome back to Montana's Ribbon Chop House for Cat Chat. Appreciate seeing everybody here. Want to remind you that Montana's Ribbon Chop House has been serving Rocky Mountain communities for over 20 years. Our ability to grow has come through our commitment to Rocky Mountain hospitality. a concept which incorporates a casual attitude with our commitment to loyalty, safety, service, and quality food. We hope you'll be our guest at one of our Montana locations soon. I'm Keaton Gillogly alongside head coach Tricia Binford as we talk some women's basketball. Coach, we didn't get a chance to talk to you last week. That was a long road trip y'all just came off of.
Yeah, we left a day early to try to make the travel a little bit easier on the road, and so it's good to be back.
Yes, and then you guys ran into some cancellations and stuff after the game on Saturday, but sounds like everybody got back and at least could enjoy most of the Sunday as an off day.
Yeah, so I made the decision that my radio guy is also going to do our travel, so a little bit tricky to do while he's on air, finding out that our flight is canceled, and he's still got rooms booked that we didn't eventually need.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was tricky. We're finishing the game and find out that we've got to pivot again. So thankful that we were able to get back. I think everybody got in about 1 a.m., and then Daniel and our trainer came in the next night about 2 a.m., right, for you guys?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a lot of maneuvering parts, but credit to the incredible director of ops that we have.
Mr. Daniel Sally, a cap tip
Yes.
to Mr. Daniel Sally. It is a unique skill to be able to send texts while carrying on a solo conversation.
So
giving
true.
Play-by-play.
Yes.
That is, not many people in the world can do that. It is difficult. But we're glad everybody got back. And, I think one of the things, too, that maybe people don't always understand is just how valuable that Sunday is during conference season, because it is a grind. Sometimes that off day has to be burned basically as a travel day. So to get everybody back on that Sunday to have a true home off day, I mean, that's invaluable for you guys, right?
Oh, absolutely. Our other option was about an 8:30 flight on Sunday, because we found that out as we were pulling into the airport. That one group did get booked on Saturday night, and 2 others got booked on Sunday. So we were not aware of that. So we ended up getting one group into Billings, one group into Idaho Falls, and coaches drove them back in rental cars. And, you've got to find ways to adapt to situations just like coaching. And everybody did a great job. And I think this group has been what I'm most proud with this group is we've had every kind of thing thrown at us, and everybody stuck together and made the most of it. It's been a really special season in that regard, and I just love this group. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, and the things that have been thrown at you lately are a lot of injuries right now, and so you guys have had to dive deep into the bench. We have seen a lot of freshmen getting going, but no Mara Dykstra. Lindsey Hine announced that she's going to be out for the year. First of all, for Lindsey Hine, very disappointing for her to be down for the year. It's going to be a long road to recovery when you're out for the year, but a disappointing loss for you guys right now.
Well, just really heartbreaking because she's been through the ringer from a previous injury and has really worked her way back, and has tremendous work ethic. Everything in her power she's done. And sometimes you get life that's some things that we can't control, and we're just going to put our arms around her and support her through this process. Hopefully she heals well this time. But, yeah, it's been a flat-out bummer is the best way to describe it. She's really starting to come on and turn the corner and have this happen. So we're just thinking of her, and we're going to be there for her. And, it's kind of the season that we've had to play and respond to. But I will tell you, she's got tremendous love around her.
Yeah, no doubt. And then no Mara Dykstra this weekend. How is she doing? How's she coming along?
Her progress is coming on great. Obviously, that happened South Dakota State. So we're hoping that she continues to move and progress very quickly.
Yeah, It kind of feels like when we look at this team that you've almost had like 3 different teams throughout the year. You kind of got things going with Deaton as the focal point. She gets hurt and she's down for the year. You kind of get things going in the front court with Dykstra and Hine and everybody, and you kind of learn that, and then they go down for the year, or, Hine goes down for the year. And now you're in a situation where you're playing a lot of freshmen. We saw 4 freshmen on the floor at times this week. Just does it feel like you kind of keep restarting with this year?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. I think, NEU, we asked Brooke to step into a post role. She was playing as a 3-guard for us, and we had 2 freshmen we just pulled out of red shirts, and we had Taylor Jansen for our only post, and we went with some experience with Brooke, and then we brought in Leah, and Leah gave great minutes for her first Bobcat uniform, and so then we pivoted again for Northern Colorado, put Brooke back with the guard play just from a rhythm standpoint, and did a 3 post rotation rotation with that group, and they just continue to get better. That's one of the things, the benefits is you're going to play through a few errors. Freshmen are still learning. There's experience to be had and trying to get those habits built in, and but they're learning so quickly with great senior leadership. You've got somebody like Katelynn, Limardo, Maddie Jackson in the guard play, and Taylor Jansen. They know what it looks like. They've won championships. They see the level of effort that they're playing, the focus that they're coming in with every day, the preparation, and now it's starting to show. And we just got to bring them along quickly.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll talk with Katelynn Limardo in a little bit and kind of talk about how she's helping to mentor these freshmen, but it is a lot right now. And I mean, really at this point for Isabel Bunyan and Natalie Picton, you kind of feel like they're almost like sophomores now. I mean, they've already been through such the ringer. Are they kind of taking on any leadership role and trying to communicate to their fellow freshmen what it takes to be out on the floor as much as they are?
Yeah, they've jumped all in. At the beginning of the year, I know Dylan Phillip was supposed to be our starting point guard, and Natalie was going to support her, and Dylan was mentoring her so well. And Dylan's only a sophomore also, so it's not like we were super experienced in every position. But with that being said, she kind of stepped into that role when Dylan was unavailable, and all of a sudden Natalie has started for us every single Bobcat game, and she is just she's fearless. That kid is a competitor. What she does on the defensive end for us, starting our defense 94 feet, and she's getting seasoned, getting comfortable running this team, and now it's becoming the point where it's hard to take her off the floor. So that's a great thing for a coach to have that trust. And now you have Izzy that's coming in, and every game you're just watching her more and more. I'm like, oh, she's getting more aggressive defensively. She's getting more assertive. She's playing without thinking. The freshman thing is typically you see them playing a little bit slower pace than upperclassmen because they're still like, am I supposed to do this?
Right.
Versus I'd rather you make a mistake and go hard and get them there, and then we show you on film on things that we can adjust. And she's making some big strides, and she's a kid that is a very good complement to Natalie when she's at the one, because you got this speedster everywhere, and then you got this calmness with Izzy. She's really a smooth player, and she's a playmaker and scorer, and I think ultimately she would tell you she's more of a two-guard, combo guard, and it's just kind of the call that's been needed for us and where we're at, and everybody's been willing. What I love about this team, everybody's right now, whatever we need, Coach, we're going to step into what Hat's been asked for and take it from there.
Yeah, you mentioned Picton's fearlessness, and I felt like kind of stood out in that Northern Arizona game, particularly in that third quarter area. You're down a little bit. You started to get a little traction in that third quarter. Did turn into a loss, but the offense you've talked about, it's been up and down this year. But we saw Picton when the offense was struggling a little bit, fearlessly just diving to the rim. I mean, she is driving with no fear, finding a way to get herself to the line, finding a way to just get that ball through the hoop. And I mean, it's rare to see that from a freshman. I just thought that was so fearless and such a way that you can see the way she's leading by example on the court for a freshman at this moment.
Absolutely. And, one of the things you need for a point guard is kind of paying attention to what's needed in the situation, right? When to push, when to slow us down, when to get into an offense, when to get in a set. And it's kind of given her a little bit more of the freedom, like, Natalie, you can get to the bucket here in transition. We're in the bonus right now. These are some things that you can kind of play off of because she is really hard to keep out of the paint. And I think she's wanting to get everybody involved and facilitate, but there are moments where she really can get to the rim, get to the foul line, put some points on the board, and I think she's getting a lot more confident with that.
Yeah, that was fun to see, and it certainly is only going to grow from here. I do want to just kind of get some more background because I don't think people are going to really know much about Ella Johnson and Leah Boulanger, who just made her collegiate debut. But Ella Johnson was somebody who's really kind of only played on the road. You guys have been on the road a ton. But tell us about Ella Johnson. She had 7 rebounds in the NAU game. How's she coming along, and what should we know about her?
Ella is another kid that is trying to please everybody at first, like super nice, and all of a sudden we get to Northern Colorado after the NAU, and she's like swatting people coming at the rim. So, there's a lot in Ella in her game that's just starting to surface as far as her attack-mindedness goes. I'm like, she's a 6'2", really, really long defender. It's one of the things that we loved about her initially was she can guard a 1 through 5. She's really athletic. She moves very well. Offense is starting to get to the point where we're like, Ella, you need to face up looking to score. because her first minutes, it's like, let me get the ball out of my hands. And now she's starting to think of some ways that she can impact in different ways. And we need that, right? So initially, we had so many other pieces that you want to get these people more shots. But when you're down in numbers, you need more shots from other people. So I love the fact that she's getting more confident. She's getting more aggressive. She can really rebound. She can really defend. And I think she's just going to continue progressing well.
And then for Leah Boulanger, had to pull the red shirt off. Another kid coming down from Canada. What'd you see from her, and what can she be?
Well, I think just a backstory for her. This is a kid that was playing behind Lexi Deaton, Lindsey Hine, Taylor Jansen. All of them can play a little bit at the 5. And at the time, Drea was in the mix as well with that post rotation. And so, at the time, it made the most sense. Let's not waste the season and let her get groomed by some of these other kids. And I even go back to how hard Leia's playing right now. I'm like, she still had that whole summer, that whole October to have to go against Lexi Deaton. And when she came in for her first minutes, everybody was telling me how nervous she was. I'm like, all I saw is she just went crazy and was attacking ball handlers. I'm like, why is it Leah that's attacking the gap right now in her first collegiate game here and attacking the dribbler? She came out just great. And she was everywhere. She got a really good wall up on the post D. And so, and obviously, we're going into game 2, and then you're like, okay, we got to clean these things up. Freshmen it's their first collegiate minutes. But I just think what I love about her game is she's going to go hard for you. And she's going to run the floor hard. She was one of our best communicators, and I think there's so much for her going against our other posts that are really showing off right now. So I love that she's had the chance to see that example of what level it needs to be at, and we're going to get her there.
Yeah, can't wait to see it. It'll continue to develop coming up this weekend. So the women are tipping at 2, men tip at 7 over at the Brick. It is Cat Grizz. So here we go. Give us some top-line items on this Grizzlies team. What do they like? Who should we know about?
They're very balanced. They have the freshman of the year last year in Matt Koenig. She's going to run the point for them. Loves very good in ball screens. Carmen G. Feller, all-conference player. But they've added a lot of pieces. They got a lot of depth. They're very good at shooting the 3 ball. This is a team that puts a lot of points on the board. For us, it comes back to we got 40 minutes in the field house in the Brick with a wide out, with our fans behind us, and we have to be disruptive.
Yep, I love it. I can't wait to see it. Well, Coach, this has been great. We're going to talk with Katelynn Limardo coming up next, but can't wait to see it. Get you guys back at the Brick this weekend.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right, head coach Tricia Binford. We're talking with Katelynn Limardo coming up. We're at the Ribbon Chop House. You're listening to Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
The Gallatin Valley is thriving, and Bozeman is not only a destination for families to live, work, and play, it's also a destination for businesses. The Bozeman Area Chamber of Commerce is a great way to get involved in Bozeman's thriving business community. The Bozeman Chamber Economic Partnership assists existing businesses through expansion, grows new companies in our community, and attracts fresh opportunities for Gallatin County. Bozeman, our community, a jewel among the Northern Rockies. For more information, go to bozemanchamber.com.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 8 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
When a power line has fallen down, it can be downright dangerous and even deadly. That's because downed lines can still energize the ground and objects around them. To help keep you and others safe, Northwestern Energy says stay at least 35 feet or the length of a semi-truck away from a downed power line and anything the line is touching. You should always assume the line is live, and if you see a downed line, immediately call 911 and warn others. Northwestern Energy, delivering a bright future.
If you're in need of structural engineering for your residential, commercial, or wireless telecommunications project, Ascent Engineering provides comprehensive solutions for your project's success. Ascent Engineering is now serving the Big Sky Country in southwestern Montana. Whether it's a new residential home, new commercial building, long-awaited remodel, covered outdoor living space, retaining wall, or telecommunications tower, Ascent Engineering is your expert at providing forensics, assessments, or designs. Ascent Engineering is a proud supporter of your Montana State Bobcats.
Bridger Brewing is home to award-winning locally crafted beer and pizza and is proud to support all things Bobcat sports. Open 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, last beer served at 8 p.m., and located right across from the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. Stop by after the game today to enjoy a cold pint of beer and a slice of made-from-scratch delicious pizza. Dine-in service and online ordering for takeout are both available. Check out BridgerBrewing.com and at Bridger Brewing on Instagram and Facebook, and stay tuned for updates on our newest adventure in Three Forks, Montana.
We are back at Montana's Ribbon Chop House for Cat Chat. I'm Keaton Gillogly alongside Katelynn Limardo as we get into our final segment now before Cat Grizz this weekend, and then Idaho State on Monday. The men are at home, and the women are on the road. Katelynn Limardo, how we doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, absolutely. We had you on last February. Does it feel like this is just like your show now?
I wish, but no.
Well, that's good, because plenty of players do not feel like this is something they want to be their show. But we appreciate the bravery it takes for plenty of people to get up here.
Of course.
And then your nickname is KJ, is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, where does that come from?
My first name is Katelynn, and my middle name is Jane.
Okay.
But they kind of just put it together and called me KJ.
Yeah, so they just picked out your middle name?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does sound a little smoother than like KL.
Yeah, that's true. That
Yeah.
wouldn't go together.
No, that doesn't really roll off
No.
the tongue. Yeah,
No.
okay, we'll keep it with KJ then.
Perfect.
But we talked with Coach Binford a little bit about what this season has been, and I know a bit of a tough weekend with the 0-2 weekend through these tough road trips, but it's been a heck of a journey this year. What's it been like from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a battle every single game. I mean, I think our teammates have come out and just competed every single game regardless of who was available. And I think that it's proved that, we're going to be competitive and we're going to fight every single game, and you can count on that.
Yeah. Where does that come from? I mean, take me back, first of all, to really – I mean, you guys had a lot of those road games, so that could be considered, air quote, like adversity. That was a tough road trip you all had. But really the first thing that kind of set this thing off was the Deaton injury.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like when she went down? How did you guys rally around each other to try to power through that adversity?
Yeah, I mean, when something like that happens, it's never easy to respond. And I think despite that injury, I think we all kind of just came together because we knew that every time we step on the court, there's a chance that something can happen. And so I think we just bonded over the fact that we get to be out here every single day competing with each other and just loving on each other. So it really just helped us just gain a better relationship and gain a better perspective on how each person views basketball on the court, off the court, whatever it is. So, yeah, it really helped with our growth.
Yeah. Well, and how do you see the freshmen responding to this? I mean, this is their first rodeo,
Yeah.
and here they're dealing with this.
Yeah.
How are the freshmen responding?
Yeah, no, I 100% think they've come in and just done what they knew best. And I think just the way that they've tried to fight, and, this is their first rodeo. And so I think that just the way that they've responded to has just really been really, really special to watch.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you've been doing to help bring them along? You're
Yeah.
a fourth-year senior. What are some of the pieces of advice you've been hammering home to your freshman teammates?
Yeah, no, I just want them to know that I believe in them, and regardless of the situation, I want them to be confident in themselves, and I think that's one thing that Jack and Taylor and I really try to bring out in them is we believe in them, whether that's on the court, in school. We just want them to be their best, and I think that's one thing is just fueling them with confidence and knowing that they can go out there and compete.
Yeah. Natalie Picton obviously has had a monster year, and it's been so much fun to watch her go to work and just, she's a dog. She is a dog, both
100%.
offensively and defensively. What do you see from her play?
Yeah, no, she's just taken that leadership role as that point guard, and we were looking for someone over the summer, and she just took it, and she fights every single day, whether that's in practice, games, whatever it is. She wants to be the best out there, and she looks up to us a lot, and we want her to be at her best, and so that's the one thing we can do is fuel her with confidence, and I think she's really shown that.
Yeah, what do you see from her vision? I think one of the things that that has stood out to me most was that Idaho State game winner, the way she picked up that loose ball and found Madison Hall somehow, some way in that spot. But what do you see from her vision and the way she orchestrates this offense?
Yeah, no, she's so brave. I mean, that's a scary position to be in, honestly. But she's very confident with her handles, and I think, she's put in the work every single day, and so it's prepared her for the moments like that.
Yeah, and is it fun, too? I mean, with the rest of the freshman class, too, besides Picton, there's some length there. You've got good length, and you've got that kind of range, too, but what do you see in that regard? I mean, that's the kind of thing that as they continue to develop, this is a team that's going to have some size and have some wingspan.
Yeah, I mean, one of our things that we really are proud of is our disruptiveness, and we're really able to disrupt other teams with our length and with block shots and with tips and the gaps, on the defensive end, and so it's really helped being able to have a longer, taller squad. Especially that starting with our freshmen. So
right. Well, and it's easy to point to the offense. Everybody can see offense on the stat sheet, right? It's very easy to see. It's the most obvious thing out there. And yes, that has been up and down this year. But the defense we've seen from you guys has been so impressive. Tell me a little bit about your guys' defense and just what are some of the hallmarks? Why have you guys been so effective and consistent on that side of the ball?
Yeah, I mean, we pride ourselves with ball pressure. Everything starts with ball pressure. If you put ball pressure, like a lot of the teams can't make passes, they can't see the court, and so just communicating, just having that active ball pressure, active hands, it really has limited teams from scoring, and so that's one thing that we plan to do this weekend, honestly.
Yeah, no doubt. I would love to see some of that ball pressure against that maroon at the brick in the sea of white. For you, fourth-year senior, you came in that COVID year. You're over 100 career starts, over 800 points, over 150 three-point field goal makes. As you know, there's a lot left, but as you kind of just take stock of where you are in your career, what jumps out to you?
I think it's just been the consistency I've had with this program. I mean, I was looking for a coach here that was going to be here my entire career, and it wasn't something that I wanted to be where there was a bunch of hills and valleys, and I think, from Coach Bin's whole career, she's shown that she's consistent, whether that's winning, whether that's engaging with the community. And so I think that was one thing I was looking for. And so, just looking back over my career, it's I'm glad that I've had a head coach that's been here every single day. Yeah. And, I mean, I've just been really proud of the way I've grown as a player, too. I feel like I've adapted and changed over the course of these last 4 years, and it's something I'm proud of. And that goes to show all the assistant coaches that we've had putting in work every single day with me, and so I think it's really paid off.
Yeah, well, and hey, it turned into at least one Big Sky Player of the Week already this year, which is great, very exciting, nice honor. But where do you feel like you have grown the most? I mean, what is something somebody can see you do on the floor now that they can say that's where she's really stepped up in a big way?
Yeah, I think my ability to attack the basket. I mean, that was one thing that I felt like I didn't really do last year, and it's easy to guard someone that just stands on the three-point line and just shoots. So I knew that there was a lot of stuff, whether that was the media or whatever, telling me that I need to be more dynamic, and I kind of just took that to heart. I don't want to be someone that's easy to guard. I want someone to respect my game. And so I think just challenging myself to, grow with my pull-up jumpers or attacking the rim, finishing, off 2 feet, I think that's been really important for my growth, and so that's something I've really tried to do this year.
Yeah, well, it's been fun to watch, no doubt about it. We're going to have another great opportunity to watch you guys go to work this weekend against the Grizzlies, and you're going to have a lot of new faces in this one on your guys' side. What have some of the conversations been like with your freshman teammates to get ready to go for what's in store on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, we don't like the maroon and white. We don't. So it's been something that we've taken really personal, and I think just our leadership from top to bottom, we've been telling them, this isn't just a game. This is the game of the year, And so we've just been encouraging them and just knowing that, hey, the whole city comes out for this game, and we need everyone to be on board with it. So we're really hyped and pumped for this game. So.
Yeah, what's that crowd like when you're on the hardwood?
Oh, it's the best. It's amazing. That's one of the reasons why I came here, is because I knew that from just being here while Coach Ben was recruiting me, it was something that I was wow, this is a crowd I want to play for. And so I was I don't really care wherever else I go. I want to be here. These people love basketball, and and that's one thing that I was like, I love Bozeman because of the community support, and that's honestly what makes the game. Like, it's just a game in general, but it's like the energy and just the way that, momentum changes, all that stuff. It just really makes the game.
Yeah, it's awesome, and so that's what we've got on Saturday, and a great crowd and atmosphere here as well. Katelynn Limardo, appreciate the time today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you to Katelynn Limardo, Brandon Walker, Matt Logie, and Tricia Binford. This is Keaton Gillogly saying so long, go Cats, and we'll talk on Saturday. This has been Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.